Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first e-learning day. All right, so we're going to do a little lecture. You guys actually get to hear my voice. I promise I try not to make this too boring, but at least you can pause me and then start up whenever you want. So we're going to do the Bill of Rights. All right. So first off is who actually decides what the Bill of Rights means. And the Bill of Rights, which is the very first 10 amendments to the Constitution, there are 27 total, but the first 10 are called the Bill of Rights. And the Supreme Court are the ones who decide what counts and what doesn't count, what's allowed by the Bill of Rights. Okay. So that's where they got to kind of balance out what's okay for you and I to do, and then what is not okay because of everything that needs to happen, like in society. Right. So the First Amendment, which I'm sure all of you have heard at least part of, actually has 5 sections. So if you guys look on your notes, there are 5 little boxes. We're going to talk about each one of those. Okay, so the first one is freedom of speech. Then it's freedom of religion, freedom of the press, freedom of assembly, and the right to petition the government. Okay, I'm going to go through what each one of these things means, so don't freak out if you don't know right away. Okay, so freedom of religion. This says that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. I know, just rolls right off the tongue. So here's what it actually means. There are 2 parts to this, 2 clauses or parts. There's the Establishment Clause and the Free Exercise Clause. All right, we're going to talk about each one. So, for example, in schools, uh, if there is a religion thing, a lot of times this comes up in schools. So this is one that you guys have to deal with. I've had to deal with this. I've had meetings and all kinds of craziness about it. But what it is if a student says, "Hey, Mrs. Tom, can we say a prayer before we take this test? Because Lord knows I need all the help I can get." Well, if I say, "Yeah, sure," it looks like I'm telling you that that religion is okay and you should follow that religion, which is never my intention. That's a choice you get to make. But if I tell you no, then that's like me telling you, no, you aren't allowed to do what you think is okay according to your religion, which is also not okay. So that puts me in a real weird spot. Okay. So what happens is this: the government, and because I work for public schools, which is the state of Indiana, which is the government, I cannot tell anybody what religion to practice or be or believe, right? Actually, no one really can. That's up to you, right? So our First Amendment right says that everyone gets the choice to have whatever faith they want. No faith, all of them put together, come up with a brand new one, whatever you like. But nobody gets to tell you. Okay, it doesn't matter how many people believe in a religion or don't believe in a religion, it's your choice. Okay, so you can't do the whole thing like, well, most people are this. Nope. They have to protect everybody. Okay. Now, the other part is the Establishment Clause. All right. So, what you can do here, I can teach about religions in school, so I can tell you about all the different types of religions. And while I taught 7th grade, that was a big part of my job. I spent like 9 weeks on it. Okay. Now, you can have voluntary prayer in a lot of examples, right? So if you guys want to say a prayer to yourself, that's fine. That's your prerogative. You can do it. I'm not going to stop you, nor can I stop you. Okay. Um, when we play like St. B's in a basketball game, guess what? We can go there. Just because it's a religious school doesn't mean we can't go there. And we can read the Bible for cultural or literacy content. So we have a class here that Mrs. Voiles teaches called Biblit, that stands for Bible literature. When I was in junior high at a public school, we looked at the Bible for what it actually said. There's tons and tons of things. Like even when I turn on the lights in the morning and somebody's in here, I might say, "Let there be light." That is a biblical reference. I'm not telling you to be that religion. I'm just using that phrase, and that comes from the Bible. So it's a cultural thing or a literacy thing. So it's important to understand that because it comes up a ton in lots of stories. Here's what you can't do. There's no state, Indiana cannot say, "I think we should have the religion of Tomanese and everyone should worship Mrs. Tom and she's the greatest and that's what everyone should believe." Nope, can't do it. Okay. Government cannot order a prayer. There's something called separation of church and state. Not allowed to do it. That's an individual choice. The government can't tell us all what to believe. We can't teach religious doctrine in a public school, meaning like I can teach about it. I can't tell you that this is right and this is wrong. Okay. Pay seminary teachers. A seminary teacher is just someone who has studied to be a expert on religion and teaches religion as like not about all the different religions, but teaches religion as like the right thing. Okay. And then we cannot teach creationism. I can tell you what it is. What it is when basically say God created the earth in 6 days, rested on the seventh, because that's a religious belief. Not telling anybody they can't believe it. I got a text message. But um, it means that you can't actually have, oh, I messed this part up.